Hi folks, it's John Nizman from LastChanceAutoStore.com. We're located in Yorker, Ontario, Canada, and this upcoming video is on one of the vehicles that we're restoring right now in our shop. So we encourage you to make comments. You can email me at john@lastchanceautostore.com, and once again, thank you for viewing this video. Hi folks, it's John Nizman from LastChanceAutoStore.com, and today I'd like to share with you this project that we've just completed. It's been quite a challenge but also fun, and there's lots to see. This particular project is for a movie company, an upcoming movie that we can share with later. We'll share some information about it. So what we started with was a 1967 Dodge D200 pickup truck. And it was in pretty rough condition. It was sitting in a farmer's field for roughly 30 years, and it was kind of stuck in the mud, and when we pulled it out with a tractor, it was kind of pulling apart and didn't look like we had a whole lot to go with, but we were able to turn it into a specialty vehicle for an upcoming movie. So what I'll do is just basically share with you some of the things that we've done, because there's lots to see, and we've had people that have commented as you walk around the vehicle you notice more things. So we'll just point out some of the things that we did while we created this. So first off, I'd like to mention the vehicle is very safe in terms of how it was built. So structurally the frame was very solid, and so structurally in terms of frame and engine and driveline, after we did the work on the engine and transmission, we did extensive brake work. So the brakes have a new master cylinder, new brake lines from front to back, and all new brakes for each wheel. So it's four-wheel drum brakes. So this style of braking does take a longer distance to stop because it is four-wheel drum, but we have all new cylinders, shoes, and bearings and seals. So that's been all done properly. So you can see visually in the front what we did is we wanted to have a little bit of fun, so we made kind of a custom bumper. So we have the original bumper brackets, but then we put a piece of, I think it's 2x10 across in behind and bolted it, and then we had some old street signs that we used, a nice special feature of a bass mounted, and then we also have these paddles that we've installed and we painted to give it a nice effect. So, so we got the front bumper here, and then in terms of headlights, what we did is we took an old gallon of paint and we cut it in half, and you notice we have the housing here, which is just starting to patina. We've got a round headlight on the one side, and then we've done a rectangular headlight on the other. You'll notice that we have lights here, two on each side. One operates as a signal light and the other is a marker light. So when you turn the lights on, we'll have markers and headlights, and then we also have a signal for each side. This is another one of the features that we thought we would do. We found a 12-foot aluminum boat. We basically cut it in half and modified it to fit. It's now become a custom hood, if you will. We were able to find this neat little fish that we were able to bolt on. And then on the other side we've got the Go In Fishing logo. So basically, to remove the hood, if it ever needs to be removed, we want it to be secure for our clients for what they're going to do with it. But what we've done is we have nuts and bolts through here. So we simply have bolts that are secured through the bottom, threaded rods at each of the 4 points. So we have it the back and front on the passenger side, and also the back and the front of the driver's side. So these are just simply threaded down to hold in place. We've test driven this vehicle a few times, and it's very secure and safe where it is. Another feature on the front that you'll notice, we're able to find an old style gasoline can. So it's for visual effect. We're actually using for the fuel. The gas tank is full and it's in behind the seat. It's been flushed and cleaned. But this is once again a visual effect. So I'd like to point out a lot of the items on this truck give you the appearance that they may not be secure, or they might fall off if you go to drive or move the vehicle around. It's not the case. We've done it visually to make it look like aesthetically it's just kind of on there. So this particular can is secured up through the bottom very well, and then this belt is just a visual where we've put some self-tapping screws in to give the effect that this is all that's holding this tank on. But it's very secure. It's been down back and forth down the road several times. This is just a fake hose here. It's actually going nowhere. There is no fluid here. So once again, it's just a visual effect to make it give you the impression that the fuel supply is here and going to the engine. So as we come along the side, there's a neat little, which I don't know if you can see it from that angle, if the camera can pick it up, but we even put a horseshoe, a lucky horseshoe, in behind these paddles. And these paddles are very secure. They're screwed in several places and definitely won't go anywhere. Another visual effect is we have that rope on the end to make it look like it's holding the bumper up, but it's bolted very, very securely. Definitely won't go anywhere. Once again, this is just a visual effect. So as we come around the side here, you'll notice we have the battery. This is a brand new battery from Napa, but we removed the decals so that it doesn't attract any attention and it looks like it's rustic or older. And then we've put this little cap on here that not only does it visually add to the effect of the truck, but it also keeps it safer, because with this cover on the positive side of the terminal, if anyone does come close and touch metal to that post, they won't short or get a shock. So we've got that covered just in case, so no one gets injured there. As we come along the side of the vehicle, you can see with the tires, they're very good roadworthy tires. We've resealed the rims, and we also have new valve stems. And once again, the brakes are all new, so there won't be any concerns in terms of tires or suspension or driving. But visually, we've changed the appearance in all four wheels. As we go around, you'll notice they're different. So as you come along the side, you can see this nice effect of a local hardware store. We were able to get a bunch of these gate hinges to use, and gives a little bit different effect. On our website, you can see the complete build of this truck, where we've reinforced in behind this old street sign and reinforced in behind this cab and also the floor. There's lots of square tubing, so it's structurally very, very strong, but these actually serve a purpose because they are fastened into the main structure that we added to this particular vehicle, because these doors are quite heavy and it takes the weight of the doors. So it's a neat little effect. It just adds to the overall look of the truck. As we come down the side a little more, we're able to find an old antique, we didn't polish the brass, but an old antique horn, and it still works. So I don't know if they'll be able to use this in the movie, but we thought that was kind of fun too. So you can see we added a stop sign onto the door. We've left the rustic look, and then as we go to open the doors open and close great. You can see inside where we've done a lot of visual things, a lot of different colors. Once again, something neat for the movie people to take advantage of. We've got the step up coming in here. Structurally, it's all very, very strong because it's all new square tubing in there going across, and then we've got new metal over top. We visually added a couple of street signs inside the vehicle, but there's new metal underneath that. So it's all structurally sound and safe. It just aesthetically looks different, or a little bit homemade kind of thing on purpose. You can see here as we come up towards the dashboard, we've added an aftermarket signal switch and four-way hazard. So these signals do work for right and left for the marker lights in the front and the tail lights. So we have left and right signals, and we also have four-way hazard lights to turn the hazard lights on and off. So we have that set up. And then we have the lights here. There's a switch. If you pull the switch once, is parking lights. You pull it again, and we have headlights. And then all the way in is off. I'll step out of the way so you can aesthetically see what we've done. There's lots of colors on the inside, and I think you can get an idea. You should be able to see visually with the visors. We've taken the original sun visors off, and we reupholstered them with the loudest kind of fish material we could find, and they do work. They do move and are functional if they need to be. Another nice touch that you can pick up on the camera, we've done some brackets and a bungee cord going across the dash, or sorry, across the windshield, with different lures and bobbers for a neat effect. When we were test driving this vehicle and putting the road test miles on it, it's kind of neat because it does move around a little bit. And if you notice, I think you can pick it up on the camera, all of the hooks have been bent extreme all the way in. So there's no way anyone can injure themselves or hurt themselves because the hooks are curled all the way in and they're very secure. So hopefully it's a visual effect that they can retain, because you notice it quite a bit from both the inside and the outside of the truck. Notice lots of use of color. And then in terms of the seat, we had a different, for the original build we had different seats, but in terms of safety it was brought to our attention that we need to have a bench seat with 3 operational seat belts. So you can see here we've added the new seat belts. They're secure in through the frame, and these are adjustable. So we've got seat belts for all 3 people that will be in the truck. So we'll just shut this door, and then the actual fuel, the tank is, as I mentioned earlier, is behind this seat, and the fuel filler is in the same location, and the tank is full right now. So we've flushed it, it has new fuel line, and fresh gas is in it now. So I'm pretty confident we won't need any fuel, but it is filled up here, and the tank is inside the cab behind the passengers. As we come to the side, we've got lots of other things going on. So as I mentioned, it was a Dodge truck that we started with, but the bed was too far gone. We weren't able to use it or to salvage it. So what we did is we've used a box off of a 67 Chev truck, and then we took the step side fenders off of that Chev truck, and we used our creative side to come up with something different. So this is a front passenger fender off of a General Motors product in the mid-50s. So we thought we'd have a little bit of fun, and it's bolted and secure. So you can see once again visually we have these ropes and chain and cables and so on that visually look like the person that is keeping this truck running is just kind of band-aid fixing it, keeping it together. But it is very, very secure. We have all of the fenders are bolted securely onto the bed. You can see the exhaust here. I think if you go down a little bit, we had a little bit of fun with the exhaust because what we used is a flexible piping, and it comes right straight from the engine and comes down and across, and then it comes out this side. We originally had a beer can that we took the top and bottom off of, but it had some pretty sharp edges, so we weren't sure if that was going to work. So we left it clean like this. So that's all new. It's very, very secure, and we've given it kind of a sneaky look just to kind of give you the effect. And then on this milk jug here, we gave it some, it's secured and fastened in properly, and then we've given more visual tie-ins here. You'll notice we've got the fish net and some fishing rods that go along with the theme, and it's been tied down properly too. So all of these have got wires holding the rods and the netting on, and then we've got this beautiful marlin that we're able to find, and it's fastened to a bed frame. And then in terms of the trim on the side, there used to be holes where chrome trim was, and we've obviously bolted on this this canoe paddle, which is pretty neat too. So as we come down towards the back of the truck, you'll notice there's quite a bit going on here too. So what we've done on the back window is the old back rack that we have in a typical truck is an old bed frame. So we put this bed frame on here, and then we added some neat little touches. So once again, these are on and very, very secure. We have another old paddle here that we've screwed in. So all of this is very, very secure. And then the side bed frame, we've cut slots in the side of the bed, and it's reinforced down in through the bed and then bolts along the top. So once again, that's extremely secure along the side also. And then in the back, you can see where this used to be a Chevrolet tailgate. The Chevrolet was cut out. We had an old wooden door, so we modified the door to fit on here. And then we have this this door handle that we fastened on to give it more authentic look. A couple of neat touches that we like, which hopefully will be retained in the movie. You'll notice on the front hood and on the one side of the truck it says "Go In Fishing," and on the back of the truck it says "Gone Fishing." So we think it's kind of funny here. Hopefully they will too. This bumper was off of a totally different truck. We had to do quite a bit of modification to it, but it's very secure. It's bolted in properly and mounted. Once again, visually with the cables and the ropes, it makes it look like it's barely hanging on, but it's very secure in terms of loading and unloading and jumping on and so on. So that's all really secure. To keep with the boat theme, we have a couple of these boat bumpers here. They had mentioned one of the criteria is they need to use this particular tailgate and bed. So if you just zoom in on here a little bit, we've got just a standard D hook here. So you just lift up on this D hook, and it's on a cable, so it's not going to be lost. And when you set the tailgate down, we've changed this style of tailgate to be the newer cables, and they are bolted and secured in on both sides, so the tailgate is very secure for both sides, and it will be easy to load and unload. The floor is very, very flat. The floor has been reinforced, so we have square tubing going all the way across. Then we have heavy 3/4 inch plywood on top of that. And then visually we've just screwed these street signs on top of the plywood. So we have lots of reinforcements going across. It's securely bolted to the frame of the truck, and then we've securely fastened the 3/4 inch plywood to the bed, and then these are just the visual, the signs. And then to close the tailgate, it opens and closes fine, and then we have this little D hook just to set back in and to lock in place so the tailgate doesn't move. So that's the back of the vehicle, and as you back up a little bit, another little neat touch, you'll notice on the back, if you look at this rear passenger, the yellow fender, that's off a Volkswagen, it's a front fender, you'll notice that the tail light is round, and the tail light on the driver's side is square and different. So we wanted to keep with the theme of just keeping it different. Whatever the person was able to find to keep the truck running is what they used. And these are secure, bolted in, and they're wired properly. So we have marker lights, we have brake lights, and we have signal lights for both sides in case they want to use the signals and so on. As we come down the passenger side, you'll see once again the bed, we've changed the fender, and this is securely bolted on too. It's really tight bolted to the sides. The step side look, we've added this little chain to the side of it. This is an old boat ladder that is not fastened in, so for shipping we'll obviously just lay it inside, but we kind of like the boat ladder look, and it leans up against the side quite nicely and just hangs off the side. And then we use some two-way tape to put on this little fish to keep the fish motif going down the side. So just set the ladder back on. You can see on the side here, we've done the same effect with the door hinges, and we've got the Go In Fishing. And then when we open this door, you can see it received the same treatment in terms of floor and structure. So we have all new steel and tubing. We've painted it black, and then the new seat that we just had done. And as mentioned earlier, it's very secure. It's in through the main structure, and the seat belts are bolted to the main structural supports. So that's all safe. Another requirement that the movie people needed was a radio. So what we've done is we've installed a radio into the dash, and the little clock was a neat little trinket that we found that's just screwed in through the top. And you'll notice that the colors hopefully will show up in the movie because we've got some neat little accents in terms of the different color combinations inside the truck. So that's the passenger side. And then as we come up over here, we just added a little fire extinguisher for a visual effect. And I don't know if you can catch it now at a different angle, but you can see the lures and the bobbers along the windshield there. And if I just show a little bit, so just they do move around a little tiny bit, just enough to kind of catch your eye. So hopefully it's an effect that they like and can use. So once again, I'm John from lastchanceautostore.com. I thank you for watching this video. You can see the complete build of this truck on our website, and it's lastchanceautostore.com. Thanks for watching.